Brazil's situation is getting more and more concerning. Just when they were trying to recover from a 2-1 defeat against France, they were hit with two more major blows. Key starters Raphinha and right-back Wesley are now out of the squad. So now the big question is, how will Brazil line up against Croatia? Who will step into these crucial roles? And is goalkeeper Ederson really to blame for the loss? In today's video, we'll break down all these questions, so make sure you watch till the end. After the France match, Brazil's squad looks completely shaken by an injury crisis. Even before the game, players like Alexandro, Alisson, and Gabriel Magalhaes were already ruled out. But after the match, the list grew longer, with Wesley and Raphinha added to it. What's even more surprising is that coach Carlo Ancelotti has decided to not call up any replacements. That means Brazil must find solutions within the current squad, and that's where the biggest puzzle begins. Who makes it into the starting 11 now? Let's start with the right-back position. Wesley was the main option here, but with him injured, Brazil is left with almost no natural replacements except Danilo. Even though he hasn't played much recently at club level and has spent time on the bench, his experience makes him the most likely choice. Realistically, Brazil doesn't have many reliable options at the moment, so Danilo is expected to start against Croatia. However, Ancelotti might think differently. He could choose to deploy a center-back at right-back, with names like Ibanez, Vitão, Bremer, or Lau Ortiz as possible options. But if that happens, Brazil will lose attacking support from that flank. Wesley, despite some defensive weaknesses, was very effective going forward in the last match. His creativity stood out, especially when France dropped deep defensively. So losing him affects not just the defense, but also the attack. Now let's talk about the right wing. Replacing Raphinha won't be easy either. Three names come into consideration: Luiz Henrique, Rayan, and Endrick. Although Endrick is naturally a striker, his recent performances suggest he could be effective on the right wing as well. Still, the front-runner right now seems to be Luiz Henrique. Against France, he came on as a substitute and delivered an impressive performance. He took shots, created attacking threats, and proved himself as a super sub. However, one thing to consider is that he hasn't been as impactful when starting matches. His strength seems to come more as a substitute, so Ancelotti faces a key decision: start him or use him again as an impact player. If he sticks to his previous strategy, Rayan might get a chance, but overall, Luiz Henrique is leading the race. Now, let's address the most controversial topic: goalkeeper Ederson. After conceding 2 goals against France, many fans are blaming him. In both cases, he came off his line aggressively, which allowed chipped finishes. Some are even comparing it to the goal he conceded against Di Maria in the 2021 Copa America final. But is Ederson fully to blame? In my opinion, not entirely. In both situations, the defense allowed the attackers to go one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and in such scenarios, a keeper has very limited options. What Ederson tried to do was act like an offensive goalkeeper, coming off his line to intercept or clear the ball. If he had stayed on his line, the chances of conceding might have been even higher. We saw a similar situation in the Copa America final, where a defensive error left Di Maria one-on-one, and Ederson tried to manage the situation. It's easy to blame the goalkeeper, but when you look at the full picture, the defensive mistakes play an equally important role. Overall, Brazil is in a very challenging situation right now. We might see Danilo at right back and Luiz Henrique on the right wing in the starting 11, but in the end, Ancelotti's tactical decisions will be the deciding factor. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Is Ederson to blame, or is it the defense? And who should replace Raphinha and Wesley? Let me know in the comments. Your opinion makes this discussion even more exciting.